Today we got Michael's truck, or aka Ski's truck on the dyno. It's a 2016 with a 48 swap in it, with PCS 2800 controller, forced induction 472 8710, extra G 100%, and a fleece dual fueler kit. It's a stock pump and a fleece CP3K. He wants to get the setup dialed in, make sure everything's running good, everything's hitting the command and set point, so we will make a couple of runs and see what we can get out of it. So we made a couple of pulls on Michael's truck. The Tune 4 made 811 horsepower. We saw it was dropping rail pressure a little bit, down to 24,000. Shouldn't be doing that with dual pumps and 100%. So we're going to adjust the current regulation table and see if we can't get rail pressure to come up and get it to make a little bit more power. We also ran through the other lower tunes to make sure there was no rail surge or anything like that that we needed to adjust. That way we can make tune adjustments to all four tunes at one time and flash it once instead of flashing it 4 different times for each tune. So we got these changes made and we'll see what it does. We got Michael's truck finished on the dyno. After adjusting the regulator current, we ended up picking up 46 horsepower, made 857 by just adjusting current so that it makes better rail pressure and gets the max out of it. He's had our tuning for a year, and he finally just had some time to get up here and get it on the dyno to get it dialed in. So just by spending a little bit of time on the dyno, we were able to pick up some horsepower, make sure there was no surging or anything like that, and got him taken care of.
So on this, we brought it in. It was running really rough. We went through a whole series of diagnosing, checked injectors, checked everything. So we narrowed it down to what we think is bad fuel. So I'm making a jig here to be able to drain down into the bucket, and we're going to drain all the fuel out, put fresh diesel in, and see what happens.
So I'm working on a roll bar kit here for a quad cab. One of our customers ordered. He wants to do his own roll bar, so I bent up the main hoop here. Pretty much just doing all of the bending, and then he'll end up doing the notching and all the fitting himself. So this will just be a roll bar that'll be good to a 10-0 with swing out door bars. So just a couple hour project, get the main hoop bent up and get a couple other bars ready to go, and we should be able to get him fixed up. This truck is a 2007 that came in with problems with popping. It was cutting out, running really erratic, and we took a data log of it. Rail pressure, timing, everything was all over the place. It didn't really make sense, so we started looking at the battery cables, and both of the power and ground cables were completely loose. So we took it off, cleaned up the battery, tightened it back up, and so far everything is smooth. We took a data log of it. Rail pressure was overshooting and overshooting, so we are going to actually tune the truck and see if we can smooth out the rail pressure, and otherwise he will be ready to go. So we made a good bit of progress on the Pro Mod this last week. Cody helped me a good bit, and we got all of the structural stuff put back together. Working on doing some sheet metal stuff right now. Got the center part of it closed back up. Have a template in here for new wheel tubs. Still waiting for those to get here. But pretty much once we get the wheel tubs in, we'll be ready to put the cab back on it, and then get the bed shortened up and work on getting that stuff mounted back up. Once we have the body panels back together, then just a matter of bolting all the other parts back in. So starting to see an end in sight, and still hoping to be on the track by well, wanting to go to the Sunshine Showdown in early March. So some of the things that we upgraded when we rebuilt this is we ended up building a new wishbone. That's the piece you see down in here in the middle. It's a little bit hard to see, but pretty much that's what locates the axle side to side. We noticed that our old one had some play in it, so we built a new heavier duty one that should keep the axle located under the center of the truck better. And we also went with a heavier duty anti-roll bar. Went to a 2-inch heat treated bar with bigger steel arms instead of aluminum, so we were seeing a little bit of roll in the truck when we would launch, and that would affect it going straight. So we're hoping that helps us go quite a bit straighter. And then the new 4-link brackets that we made, we have a lot more adjustment than what we had before. So we have 2 rows of holes up here, so we can adjust on 1/2-inch increments instead of 1-inch increments. So a lot more tunability. We tried to just beef up the structure of the truck quite a bit to where we hopefully don't have as much frame flex, and we should have hopefully have an easier time making the truck go straight. So now that the bedside's shorter, we need to give the front some structure here again, and need to make a way so that we can fasten the front of the bedside to the truck. We're trying to preserve the wrap as much as we can, so instead of glassing this back on like you should, we'd ruin the wrap, and we'd have to redo quite a bit of the wrap that way. So instead of doing that, we're going to take the very front edge of the truck, and we're going to use panel bond and glue it up inside of here. So that's going to give us the original body line and the structure we need, and then it gives us a mounting flange as well. So that's what we're going to do. It's not going to be a perfect match on the wrap, but we're planning to fix the lettering and do a little bit of a patch panel, and should look pretty good that way.